Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we have this Kia EV9 and we're going to do the front grille installation and also the lower lip installation for this vehicle. So this is how each piece looks before doing the installation, and this is how it looks after the installation. So we use the gloss black material in order to black out the entire front panel of the vehicle. Link for the product will be provided below. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. These are the tools you need for the installation. So before we start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep each piece that we're going to do the installation for. So we're going to need two solutions in order to do the prep. Our first solution is our Slip solution, which contains baby shampoo mixed with distilled water. And our second solution is our Tack solution, which contains isopropyl alcohol mixed with distilled water. So grab your first solution and spray it onto your microfiber towel. Make sure you spray it on the microfiber towel and not on the actual panel. And then just start removing any contaminants that each section of the panel has. And also, if you can, just clean off the surrounding area just in case if the film does touch anything else other than the chrome, it doesn't catch any contaminants. Okay, so once you finish cleaning off with the first pass with the Slip solution, now we're going to do our second cleaning, which is using our Tack solution. So grab a clean microfiber towel and spray your Tack solution onto the microfiber towel. And what this does, it just helps remove any deep contaminants that each panel we're working on may have. So it helps remove any wax, oils, or any coating that it may have. So do this, so just clean off each section, and then once we're done prepping, make sure that everything's dry. That way the film is able to tack down to the chrome panel. Okay, so once you finish with the prep, now we can start with the installation. We're going to start out with the piece that covers the bottom section of the panel. So just make sure you place the film on one end. If it is getting stuck, just separate them slowly. That way you don't accidentally tear the film. Just place it, that way it doesn't touch anything. Now with this one, where we want to align this piece here, this center piece, to the center cutout right here. So you want to align each curve to the design that it has here. So just grab the film, make sure you align it on the edge. So here's one curve, body line, and here's the other curve. And just place it, squeeze it down slowly. And that should be it for this part. Once you secured this section, work your way to one end and then to the other end. So lift it carefully, lift the film, and just follow the body line here to guide you to align the rest of the film. So it goes up to the edge right here. So just continue following the body line. And then if you need to look to readjust, you can. Just be cautious when it comes to this part here. You don't want to accidentally tear the film. So if you need to readjust it, you can. So now grab your squeegee and start tacking down everything. So just make sure you remove all of the air that's underneath the film. Help it tack down. On the curved areas, we'll just let it be for now. That way we could apply heat and tack everything down. Just focus on the flat surface here and we should be good. And then for this area here, that way it covers this edge here just by a little bit of heat to remove the tension that it has here and to help it tack down without creasing the film. So grab your heat device. It could either be a heat gun or a hair dryer. Apply heat. Let the film cool down just a little bit, and then with your finger or with your squeegee, just tack it down slowly as you go. Okay, and the same steps that was done here, you repeat it to the other end on that side. So just make sure everything's good to go on this end before you move on. Okay, Okay, so once you finish installing everything on the bottom section here for this first piece, you finish applying heat to seal everything. Make sure to remove any excess material that you have on the bottom section here. Okay, so with this one, if you do have excess material, it will be located on the bottom. There is a small gap where you can insert your blade. So right here, and just trim off the excess material. Since it is a big gap, or a relatively big gap, your blade should be easy to glide through without any issues. And just make sure to remove everything here that you don't need, and you should be good. And once you're done trimming off the excess material, we move on to the next piece. Once you finish installing this, there's a section that's not being covered on this bottom section here. That will be for this piece here. So piece number 1 is this entire one we finish, and it'll be 2 and 3. There's 2 of the same ones, one goes for each section. Grab rule 1 for one side first, install it, and apply it on the chrome that's not being covered here. So this entire area, 1 piece, 2 piece. So just align it wherever you left off, place it, make sure you follow the design of the chrome here to reach to the other end right here. That way you have full coverage. If you need to lift or readjust, you can. And that's pretty much it. And just help it tack down around the curve like this with your hand. Pretty simple, straightforward. And just to help it stay secured around this curved edge here, we're going to just apply heat. So apply heat using your heat gun. And that's pretty much it. And then you will trim off the extra material that we have here on this section here. So make sure you squeegee everything with your squeegee before you trim off. Everything is good. Take out your blade, insert it in the gap, and trim out the extra material. Pretty simple for this piece, and then you would repeat the same step here for the next piece that covers here. So now we're moving on to the next piece here. This one, when you grab it, align it to the section here, the border line, and then just tack it down. Just like that. So it covers the face right here. Lift it and tack down. This one's pretty simple since it's flat. You just need to make sure not to leave any air bubbles underneath the film. Seal the edges with heat, and you repeat the same process that was done here to the other end over there. So piece number 5 for this piece here, just rotate it, and it's going to be the piece that covers this section here. So you can start by aligning it on the edge right here, and just make sure it covers up to this section here. Lift it and just help it align throughout the rest of the panel. So if you need to readjust it, you can. But just making sure you take your time applying the film, and make sure not to crease it as well. And remove all the air bubbles as you're doing this. Okay, and now we're just going to apply heat. Just make sure before you apply heat, double check everything's being covered. If it's not, then readjust it as needed, like I mentioned. Apply heat on the areas you do have fingers. This will help remove them when you apply heat. And then any extra material that you may have, let's say for example here's this top edge, you just insert your blade and trim what you don't need. Okay, so when it comes to the last piece for the lower lip or the front lip, the last piece is this one here. So just place the film and align it to this section of the cutout right here. So make sure you just align it like that. So just align it, make sure you're covering the chrome. So this is good here. And follow the top area as a side to align the rest of the film. Just place it there. Do the same for the section here. Until you reach to one end. So make sure the entire chrome is being covered. And then just help it around the curve here. Okay. Once you place the film, grab your squeegee. For this part here, you could tuck in the film underneath the panel, since there's a gap, you should be good to tuck it in. Pretty simple. Just make sure to remove all the air bubbles underneath the film. And to help seal the bottom edges, just apply heat, and also to help it tack down around the curve. Okay, so now we're moving on to the grill section. With this one, just align it from one end. Make sure the chrome is being covered. Should be good there. And then just follow through until you reach to the other side. So just make sure everything stays covered and you're covering the top section of the chrome. If you need to readjust it and come back, you can always do that. And then apply heat to seal the edges. So for the last piece that covers the front grille, just make sure you align this section first. So basically the middle section here. So make sure you give yourself enough material to cover the chrome on the bottom and on top. And the rest, just use the top half to line the rest of the film. Now with this one, just because it does have chrome inside the hood, we recommend lifting it. That way you have area to work with underneath the film if you want to cover the chrome that covers inside here. So just have it open, just a crack like that, and then just make sure you're covering the chrome on the inside. Lift it carefully and adjust it as you go until you reach to this edge here. So now just focus on tacking down this flat area first. Cover the bottom. And then the top. And then just help the film curve on top of the section here. And then side to side motion. That way it sits flat. And just do the same for the rest of the chrome panel here. Apply heat and just help it sit. And just repeat the same process here, applying heat, helping it tack down the top and bottom to the other end. And then once you're done tacking everything down, you would trim off all this extra material. So there's just a small gap here where you can enter your blade and trim off the extra material like this. And then do the same for this section here. Remove the extra material. Find the outline or the cutout. Trim, just like that. And then just follow through until you reach to the other end, making sure first apply everything here, or apply heat, secure everything, and then trim. So once you finish with the entire installation for the front grille and for the front lip, the last thing to do is post heat the entire thing. So all you need is your heat gun or hair dryer. Use the low setting. Apply heat evenly throughout the entire panel. That way we help the adhesive on the film activate faster. Make sure you focus around the entire area where you trim off the extra material, and also the bottom section as well. So take your time applying heat evenly, and then once you're done with this process, you're done with the installation. So that concludes the installation video for the front grille and the front lip installation for the Kia EV9. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.